Hi everybody and welcome back at the Microsoft Power BI UK user group. I'm your host Leon Gordon, and as always we're here with another fantastic session to delve deeper into the world of Power BI and analytics. And today we're going to look at the fastest way to build reports in Power BI with Gopal Krishnamurthy. Now, as always, we want this to be a fantastically interactive session, so the Q&A will open up shortly. Please, throughout, do ask any of your questions inside of the QA, and we'll make sure they're all answered at the end of the session. And as always, if you can let us know where you're joining us from, that would be fantastic in the Q&A. So I'll just give a brief introduction. So Gopal Krishnamurthy was the founder and CEO of Visual BI Solutions, a firm that he founded in 2010 to transform the field of enterprise business analytics and intelligence. Now, Visual BI's consulting business was acquired by Atos and Mavenware in August 2021, and he's now looking forward to disrupting the BI and analytics industry with a new low-code, no-code enterprise analytics software that he's going to demonstrate for us today called InfoRiver. So, Gopal, thank you very much for being with us, and over to you for your session.
Thank you, Leon. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And it is a great pleasure to showcase InfoRiver and unveil a lot of exciting innovations around the field of BI and analytics. And today for the agenda, the plan is to, why InfoRiver, just a brief introduction of our company, the trends that we are seeing in the reporting and analytics, and I'm going to dive deep into the live demo, and I will be showcasing a lot of new capabilities that are yet to come in the December or the premium edition of InfoRiver. And hopefully I will have enough questions to take for Q&A. And I intend to go a little bit faster so I can show the depth and breadth of what InfoRiver can do for you. So one thing I would encourage you is to go to inforiver.com, download the trial, and try for yourself so you can ask a lot of questions. And let me just give you a brief introduction of Lumal, for which I'm the founder and CEO. As Leon introduced, our origins have been from Visual BI, but the Lumal is a software division of Visual BI. We have over 1,500 customers using several of our software products. And in fact, you may be using one of our products already, like say ValQ for your planning and simulation inside Power BI, or XViz for your your Gantt chart project management visualization, or even BI Hub or VBX if you are an SAP customer. And here I am presenting one of our newest offering, which InfoRiver, the professional edition, got featured in the October desktop blog, and this month, November desktop blog last week, featured our standard edition for the fastest way to do IBCS reporting and one-click visualization. And I wanted to kind of touch base on some of the industry trends that we are seeing in the field of BI and analytics. We see a lot of demand for low-code and intuitive UX-based application where the end users today, there is a concept of an analyst or a report writer building reports and building visualization. But I think there is going to be a transformation that's a big driver for InfoRiver. Post-COVID, a lot of customers expect a collaborative decision making, like able to put notes and comments at a cell level. That is something. In general, the world is becoming more and more fast-paced, instant gratification. So they expect everything to be very fast. Like, I want instant insights. What is the time taken to build the report? And then, in general, customers want to evolve from BI and analytics to integrate to their actuals, budgets, forecast, performance management. They expect everything to be integrated. More and more customers are expecting real-time and live data in form of direct queries. Where does InfoRiver fit into all of this? Like I said, we noticed that Excel is the greatest inspiring software in the world. It has the most users for any software in the world. And we felt most data and BI users love Excel because of the simplicity and the flexibility it offered. And Power BI is being adopted by a lot of enterprises because of the security, the data governance, the data provenance, and the overall data propagation that it offers. What we thought was, what if we combined the beauty of both the products, the Excel and the Power BI, and maybe some of the other software that are very popular like Tableau, Click, or SAP that had a lot of good visualization. How do we take the best of the breed and provide the instant way to build all of them in a low-code, no-code manner? That's InfoRiver in essence for you. To give you a brief, broad overview, we have 4 editions of InfoRiver. The standard, the professional. The standard is, if you are a fan of visualization and IBCS, you should go with standard. If you are a fan of doing highly formatted financial statements and just numbers only, just like spreadsheet, but able to do everything that you can do in Excel, go with professional. The premium is a superset of standard and professional, but the way you have to see is both standard and professional are our base editions, but premium gives you best of both standard and professional and gives you a lot of several advanced capabilities. Now, enterprise is the only edition where you need a server component. If you're able to do an Azure service deployment, standard, professional, and premium does not require any database or servers. You just go to Power BI app source and just one-click deployment, you're up and running on InfoRiver. But if you go with enterprise, you get a paginated or a printable report scheduling. You get a write back capability. You can even have a comments with security and some of the additional capabilities. Both standard and professional are available today. You can go to our website. You can try. You can buy if you wanted to. Premium is targeted for release for December 15th. And enterprise, we are actually, as it is more of a private tenant deployment right now, we are going to be starting that with December 15th as well. So we are talking about less than a month away, but I'm going to be using that for the demonstration today. Just to give you an idea, a lot of major Power BI idea place item related to matrix and table are addressed with this. So a lot of your most popular requests, which when I'm going to do the demo, I would be showcasing. In the big picture, the way we look at InfoRiver is in a low code, no code manner. How can I visualize fast? How can I do reporting fast? How can I analyze fast, like a pivot table analysis? How can I even do my forecast and simulations? And how can I write back? So that's broadly the vision of InfoRiver is how can I do all of this very, very quickly. Now, I do wanted to touch on, before I go to the demo, is we are going to be talking about InfoRiver to introduce you. So there is an upcoming webinar on just beautiful, elegant table designs on InfoRiver. And on the 7th of December, I will be focusing principally on write back options and able to do quickly budgets and forecast with InfoRiver and how can you write back. I'll be talking about it. So every feature, we are going to be trying to be more educative and go deeper. So that said, I would end the slideshow and I would come back here. And I wanted to basically touch on a couple of things. You could go to the InfoRiver YouTube channel. There are a lot of instructional videos. We are keep adding on a daily basis. We request you to subscribe if you want to keep following. And the same thing on InfoRiver on the LinkedIn. We are posting a lot of beautiful design samples. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Power BI service. I can do it on desktop, but I'm just going to use service just because some of the questions. So I'm going to build a brand new report and I'm going to pick a published data set. I'm going to just take an InfoRiver demo data set. Okay, I am here on a clean Power BI service. So in case you were wondering, hey, does it work only on desktop? Maybe I'll do at the end. It works on desktop just the way, and it works on the service. So you don't have to be worried about this. And the way you get InfoRiver is you come, you do get more visuals. You do the app source visuals, and then if you search on InfoRiver, you see we have professional and standard available. This is one way. Now, in the desktop, it is mostly free. For most part, it is free up to 500 rows, standard and professional. So you can pretty much do a lot of reports with 500 rows, but all the capabilities you can do. But if you come to our website and try for free, the trial, if you do that, you get 15 days of full trial, both on desktop and service. So that is the difference between app source and a website. If you come down, I encourage you to try from our website so you can publish and show it. So you can do the standard or the professional. So this is one way you can do. And coming back to the Power BI, I'm going to shine in. Just bear with me. I'm right here and publish data set. I'm going to come back here. So I think you saw how I was able to do that. Now, I'm going to pick the enterprise edition just because I want to show a lot of new stuff to you all audience that the world hasn't seen. Maybe what I will do is I will come back to the enterprise or the premium because some of them are concerned about what is the difference between premium and enterprise. Let me do the first set of demos with premium and then I will come back to enterprise. So one of the beauty of InfoRiver is I can just simply assign the data or I can build with my design wizard. So let me start off by showing I can do that. I can build a spreadsheet view, or I can build a financial view, or I can build a performance view. So one of the things that I'm actually going to do is I'm going to actually do a spreadsheet view for a change. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to let me assign my category. Let me assign my region. And let me assign my actuals and let me assign my prior year to the prior year well. And then I do that. And you can immediately see looks and feels like Excel, and I can do a double click and you can see I have pagination instantly. You don't have to do anything. It's created. One of the beauty of InfoRiver is if you notice the number formatting, it's at the column level. Now, if you put it to uniform, it automatically puts it into millions and puts it this. The product has built-in number formatting just the way humans think in thousands. Now, if you want to round it everything to the nearest thousands, it automatically rounds it to the nearest 1,000. And you can come to the last page and you can pretty much see the number formatting is simple click. Now, I want to look like Power BI. You get it like how Power BI would do it in the raw format. Now, for the purposes, I'm just going to go back to the measure level. But what I wanted to show you, I'm going to walk you through the toolbar today to give you an idea of the capability. I talked about manage columns. Oh, 2 new built-in variances. Oh, with the variance alerts on this. One of the popular requests is I want to have a column with pixel perfect. Guess what? We are delivering it. In one click, you fix the column width. And one of the things that I wanted to tell you is the conditional formatting is pretty slick and robust. You can come and manage the rules. And I can say, you know what? What if this is this? This is how slick. I got more reds. I wanted to say the variance, anything negative over 1% I wanted to do. I did that. I wanted to touch on the toolbar. I wanted to show you in one click, I can make it into a table view. In one click, I can make it into a stepped layout. I can do that. In one click, I can do a drill down view. The beauty of the drill down view is I can keep drilling down, up or down. I can do that. I can come back to the hierarchy. And I'm going to show you. So this Rails is a feature in case you want to select on column headers. You can use this or you can turn it off. It helps you with the row selection, some of the stuff. You can turn it off for the purpose since we are not going to use the Rails. So I have the hierarchy. So this is your navigation. Let me show you. Everybody is very familiar with the style. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm going to show you something very cool. Let me see if I select this row. Let's make this nice bold. And I want to do that to each of the parent. You just come to this apply format to level. One click, you are done with the formatting. And I have these alerts. So this is your style for you. And what I wanted to show you today is in one click, you can adjust the row heights, however way you want it. And I'm going to keep it like this, which is what I like. What if I put a note? I'm going to put a comment. I'm going to say, add a new note. You see the notes here. Why Variance is very high. Can you find out more? I put a comment here. And then I can say, what if I wanted a comment column? You can say, you can have a comment column. I can do that. One of the popular requests is, I have a hierarchy here. Can I export to Excel? How does it come? Let's try it. Because the Excel was open, there is, okay. I know you can't really comment. We can't have an interactive session for now, but that's okay. With the comments, you see my comment here. You see my note that I placed, and with the hierarchy structure. Okay, and you may wonder, hey, will it do it if I have a column hierarchy? Oh, let's try it. I am going to put a column hierarchy. Put a quarter. Let's even put a month. Okay. I have a column hierarchy, expand collapse on the column hierarchy. I have it, right? Let's do something. I have too many columns. Let's just go to advanced. Let's do a blend. And columns. And I'm going to select my actual. All I want is my variance percentage, create. And let's make the variance percentage. So this is where you are seeing Excel like prefix suffix. Let's put percentage. I did. And then this is what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide all my measures. So in 4 columns, dual measures. This is my actual and this is my variance percentage. I got it. And expand collapse. So I quickly demonstrated several powerful features. I really want to have only 1 decimal point. That's it. I don't want any decimal point. That's it. That's how slick it is. Now, a lot of you may say, hey, can I reduce the font of the second measure? Absolutely. The way you would do it is you would open up that variance column. You would select that variance column. You would reduce that. You can see this is how you would format the second one. And now you can come back and hide it. Pretty slick. And some of you may wonder, I don't want the totals there. You just come to totals. You can disable the total, or you can come back and enable it, or you can switch the position by doing the position. Let's put the total at the bottom, subtotal at the bottom, apply. Total, switch to the bottom. So you have complete control of what you want to do with the product. Let me I've walked through some of the capabilities quickly. So I've talked about this. Let me also come back here to the hamburger menu. Let me expand all. Let me show you some more things like where I want to remove the blend column for the purpose of the demo. I've come back to all my thing. I want to ask, a lot of customers said, hey, does the shift select some of the things that you try to do with the Excel, does it work? Absolutely. All the keyboard controls absolutely work. Great. And you don't, whatever you're comfortable with, you can do that. One of the things that I don't know if you noticed, you can zoom in and out, just like in Excel. You can zoom in and out. That is also available. So pretty much the features and capabilities that you are really comfortable, all of that you can actually do. You can tilt the headers if you wanted to. Absolutely, you can do that. You can do the fit to content. You can do that fit to header. All of those capabilities that you are familiar with, you can actually do. So what I wanted to do is I've done a lot of that. I kind of wanted to go to the next set of demonstration. So what I wanted to do is I would basically introduce you to the concept of templates. I would introduce you to the concept of some of the stuff. So let me do that with another page. So I start over, so you see, you can follow along what I'm trying to do. So let's say I start off on a clean canvas. And for the purpose, I'm actually going to take the standard because that's what we recently launched. Let's just take the standard visual. And I'm going to take the template and I'm going to do my variance chart. I'm going to do my category. I'm going to take my region hierarchy. Maybe put the region up. I'm going to put my here. Let me put my plan here. Magic, right? Yeah. With the variances, beautifully built IBCS templates in a single click. What if I wanted to do compare to prior year? One click, you just assign it, automatically calculates beautifully. All of them are done. Now I come back to the templates. I can switch it to a variance waterfall. One click. I can do measures, which a lot of people. But let me show you something much more slick. I put the month in the column. I get more templates to look at. See what happens when I do that. So now I have my December. If I close this here and I have my cumulative right here. And then I do my measure row. Sorry, I do my numeric. Guess what happens? I have my December here. We are right now only in November. Automatically your cumulative comes right here. And you can also use multi-select to say, let's say November is partial, let's remove it. So you can do a cumulative up to October and look at our current month. Pretty slick, everything is automatic, one click, you can quickly do very quickly and you can compare very, very quickly. Let me come back to T03, which is, these are all IBCS compliant. And one of the things that I wanted to point out is if you come back to IBCS, which is the only proper visualization standards, international business communication. And if you really look at the certified, InfoRiver is certified by IBCS. And you can pretty much see the comment by the IBCS, not just certified, you can see the speed that you have seen only in Excel before. Now, coming back here, I showed you how quickly I can do all of this reports. Now, you may wonder, if I take my month out and then if I just do my quarter, then I'm going to, for the purpose, I'm going to remove this and I'm going to create, let's do the variance bars, let's say. Okay. And let me show you something cool. I have 3 pages of reports. Okay. One of the things is I said the product has pagination. I'm going to come to advanced. And so this one is not a very good example, but what I wanted to do is, let's say you had a premium version. This is standard, but I have this. I want you to show, I'm going to go to premium right now. I'm going to go to premium. So you can see in one click, I switched. So now in premium, I have access to export to Excel. But when I come to this, I have access to page breaks. I'm going to try to insert a page break by, say, subregion. Automatically put everything in 6 pages. You can see one click, end user can do it themselves. Now, when I come to export, oh, I have export to PDF. What happens? Sorry, it comes on my other screen. I'm just going to move it for you here. 6 pages. Let me. So this is, I had a very wide with the grand total. Maybe I should just do it again so you can basically see. Let me do one thing for the purpose of the clarity. Let me come here, total. Let's disable the column subtotal. And maybe I will come to the templates and then do to T04. It's a little bit not wide. And let's do the same page break. And let's do by subregion, got 6 pages. And when I do the export to PDF, hopefully this is compact because I had too many columns basically. Now you can see the power 6 pages, page 1, page 2, page 3. Now it's printable as well. Printable, paginated with visualization. This is something pretty advanced in the industry. Now, some of the things that we have done with the product, I'm gonna actually come back to templates. Let's just make it to a default appearance. Okay. So in one click, we get to a normal Excel looking like and things like that. So you may wonder, what are all some of the things that I can do? Let me take this and I'm going to put my month here. Now, what I wanted to do really is I want to click on actuals and I want to click a one-click sparkline. Let's just do a sparkline. One click, you got a sparkline. You want to do this to a sparkline. You want to do this to spark bars, win loss, or this all in one click you can do. And you can even change the scaling to individual or you can change it to universal. Basically, scaling is at what level. Since I'm using a hierarchy, all of the customization, the appearance, all of them are available to you in a single click. Now, I'm going to do something much more slicker. I'm going to do, let's just take a prior year and let's keep it here. I'm going to select my 2020 actual. I am going to select my 2020 plan and I'm going to select my 2019 actual. And sorry, I apologize. Let me move this, drag this here, and then I'm going to select all the three measures. And I'm going to come to the, oh, I have a lot more charting capability now. I have three values. Let's just got your Stephen Few bullet chart. What if you wanted to compare 2010 actuals and 2019 actuals? Maybe I should just do a very colorful bullet chart. And that is how slick this is. And then I can go and then I can hide it. And you may be wondering, hey, this is three-way bullet chart comparison. This is my this. I want to put my sparkline here, drag it. Hey, can I now print it? Absolutely. Come down, do my export to PDF. I'm sorry, I have a dual monitor and I may be looking off from the screen just because I'm. So it's one of those things. Let me shrink it by 6 pages, what you saw. Again, you may notice some visual things, but these are the things that's why we are taking the time and we think the product is all built and we are just polishing and testing it. So what you are seeing is actually the premium edition where you get the export to PDF, you get the export to Excel, and I'm going to be talking about some of the other advanced concepts that comes out with the premium edition. And you are one of the, the UK audience get to see some of the things that we are upcoming with the release. And so that gives you talked about the style, we talked about the alignment, we talked about the number formatting. You got a taste of what the visualizations are. And let me go through what the conditional formatting can do, group can do for you. And so it gives you a broad picture of what are all the things that now in one click, I can actually reset and go to a simple number format. That's how simple it is. You can kind of do pretty in a slick manner. You can do it. Now to demonstrate some of the things, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to keep it like this. And I am actually going to do what I call like a conditional formatting. I select the measure and you want to put a data bar. Boom. One click, you got the data bar and you can see the gradient scaling is even applied to the best practices. That is how we have thought through every aspect. You want to do color scales, you can do classifications, you want to do quick positive number, negative number. I'm going to do some of the stuffs right now. But let's say I don't have this data. I'm going to reset and I'm going to remove it and I'm going to put, say, a positive negative number for the purposes of this. I'm going to come here and then I'm going to conditional formatting and then I'm going to say, let's highlight only the positive. One click, you got it. Let's come here, negative. One click, you got it. That's how fast and quick our conditional formatting is. And you can go pretty robust with our conditional formatting. You go to manage rules and you can go edit and you can see you can format by row headers. You can format by rows. You can go to values. You can only do totals. It's highly customized. You can do borders with conditional formatting. You can do by the category and you can do data selection, value, formula. Very, very extensive and sophisticated conditional formatting engine that you can't find even in Excel. You can give it a try and tell us. And if you have questions on that, I think a lot of conditional formatting videos, we got it uploaded, and we strongly encourage you. So this is very sophisticated conditional formatting engine that you would experience in trying our product. So I'm going to reset again, and I'm probably going to maybe start over for the purpose. I'm going to assign an accounting data for this demonstration. And one of the things a lot of customers like to see is, you see the blanks. A lot of you know how challenging it is to deal with racked hierarchies. Anytime you have a question about a property or you want to do something, click display and then come to hierarchy. And then you go to racked hierarchy. We are thinking maybe by doing value and category, the racked hierarchy is set up. So you have few options to handle racked hierarchy. And maybe one of them is applicable to your situation. You can do that. And we have a lot of very, very good features. One of the things is, what if you want to change the hierarchy icon? Or what if you want to show the child how many children are there? It's just one click. Everything is one click. Let's say we show this. What if I wanted to, I'm really liking this hierarchy icon. That's how simple. Or I don't want to see any hierarchy icon, especially on a finance. And then you can use the alignment. You can do that as well. All of those capabilities exist. You can change the hierarchy to be only hover. That's available. You can change the indent level if you wanted to, like 10 to 15. All the granular capabilities is all available to you, basically. If you really want it, let's just round it to the nearest 1,000. And you could even do expand all, jump to collapse all. You can even hide from this particular level from not expanding. Let's say I have my personal cost. You don't want anybody to actually drill through. You hide the icon, which means nobody can see what is underneath. So, and then you publish. So a lot of the detailed GL account details, they can't see, they just will see the total. So that is one of the popular accounting feature that we have heard from a lot of. So what I wanted to do is I want to go a little bit towards addressing the finance and accounting use cases. I'm going to try to show how the calculated row, calculated columns, all that comes into play. So what I would like to do is I would like, for the purpose, manage rules, and I'm going to delete the conditional formatting. Let's keep it simple. One of the constant requests that we hear from a lot of customers is, I want to insert a calculated row, and I want to do my gross margin percentage. So just like you are familiar with net revenue plus, and then cost of goods. You just type in C and then you get it. You can put the parentheses just like in Excel, and you just divide and then say net revenue, and then you will have the IntelliSense will automatically. I'm going to create it. Now, since this is a percentage, you are going to select it and hit percentage, and you got the gross margin percentage. We can underline, or we can just maybe make it a little bit. We can do that. And one of the things that you may want to do is, I don't like the position. Let's call attention. Let's just put it here. Maybe you want to disable the total. You can come and disable the row total. I have my gross margin right there. And I want to insert a static row, and I'm going to call this shares outstanding. Usually it is never in a database. This field is never in a database. And I want to say, you know what, 125 million. Just the way humans think, you enter 125 million. Now you reorder, you put it right here. Now you want to use that for a calculation. You add a calculated row. You say earnings per share. And I want to do net revenue by shares outstanding, which was visually inserted. So that got visually inserted. Now looks great. And in chat, this should be the top. And then I really want to add a dollar prefix, or maybe I should say pound, but I will just keep it for dollar because I'm from Texas. I'll keep it. Pretty much a lot of the things that are extremely complex, we got it done very quickly. Let me demonstrate what a group feature will do. So let's say I have a lot of my cost, I want to really hide it, or I want to create a virtual hierarchy. So I select these three costs, select the three rows, I create a group, and then I say miscellaneous cogs, because I want to create a virtual hierarchy. Boom. We created a virtual hierarchy on the fly, and then it rolls them into inside. Yes. We were able to do that as well in a very efficient manner. And you want to call the earnings per share, you come here, put a double border, you can do that as well. Now, one of the things that I haven't showed to a lot of people is the beauty of this product is I talked about data governance and data provenance. Let me explain what I mean by that. You come to advanced, you see audit. When you click on audit, everything I done to this report is captured. I added a new row, I added gross margin, I added gross margin percentage, and I did all the formatting. And you can even say, data editing, data formatting, you can classify. You have full transparency of what happened. This is what came from the data set. These are all the visual level things that we did to the product. One of the things that you would notice is each of them have a comment. You can actually put a comment why you actually did that visually versus not in a database or a data set. So you can keep documenting some of the changes that you really would like to do, keep track why it is done. So the full commentary, so the data governance, the data provenance, all of them are completely tracked. So this is your accounting statement, financial use cases. So the group can be done both on the row level and on the column level. Let's say, for example, I had a quarter here. So a lot of times you want to select, basically you want to select this and select this, and then you want to group and then say H1 2021, done. And then this, I would basically come here and align it in the middle. And here I would come and say H2 2022. So that's how quickly, because putting a section header on financial statement is a constant request. So we do that pretty easily here. The other feature, I probably will have to use another data set. I don't want to not showing it. So let me come back to, again, this feature is in there and the ranking feature is there in all of the editions. So the top end. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to come to the orders, and let me take a big data set, orders, and I'm going to do sales. And what I really would like to do is, let me do maybe a category just so to justify, in case you are wondering, if you really want to compare our product to anything else, the performance is pretty slick, and 283 pages, that's how fast it is. I'm going to use the top end. I want to find top 5 orders. One click, done. So top 5 orders, rest it got lumped into the others. Now this top end can be customized to top 3, top 5. Let's make it top 10, or even add a rule. I want only create a nest, or I want only the top 2 categories. It would even do that. Let's see how it does the top 10. That's it. One click. Look how fast it is and efficient you can actually do with our product. Now, let me go reset the top end, reset all, and I'm removing it. One of the things I wanted to show you in our product is you can jump to pages. Let's say I jump to page 10. I have 85 cents. One of the things, especially when you are in a financial use case, I want to search for a particular, let's use our search feature, 0.85. Guess what? It jumped to the page 9 or the page 10. It knows. So even though it's not visible, it's a wonderfully built Omni search that goes into the particular search. And you can see it locates wherever the 85 cents is. So this is both on the measures. It's pretty smart and it does it. The filter is not a normal filter. This is a filter where you can actually cascade. Put on category is this, or order ID is this. You can actually use an order ID and mix it basically. So that is another powerful feature. Again, in the essence of time, I want to take your questions. So I'm probably going to not do this, but I would like you to try this nested filter. It's actually a nested filter. Go to advanced, create a lot of nesting and see how this works and give us your feedback. So I would like to save some time and I won't like to go to enterprise. And here I'm going to basically, when I log into enterprise, let me start over. I apologize. Let me just log into enterprise edition of our product. So this is the only one that would require some sort of a service. So I'm going to put my category and I'm going to put my actual. You see a login. So I'm going to log in and authenticate myself. So now I'm using Office 365 and I've authenticated myself. I've logged in. So the reason why I have logged in is now you see the commenting capability. The commenting compared to notes, the notes is not a what I call notes is more like an annotation. It's not a collaborative, but when you come to notes, it's pretty collaborative. So what I would say is when I come to settings, you can enable the comments for working in the company, or you can specify who can actually do commenting and collaborate, or all the people, or even people outside your customers, your vendors, they can comment. Do you want to get notified by email if there is a comment? Absolutely, you can actually do it. So now let's say I want to come and then I want to hit a comment. Since I haven't given a I'm going to do the report name. I've saved. Now when I comment, I'm going to mention myself and it will, I think, so we have some technical difficulty. So I'm going to pause, but ideally you can actually put an @ symbol and you can actually note. That's the capability that we have as well. Okay. Now, this is the commenting where you can actually collaborate, mention, and then it would send an email, and then you can keep track of, what the user comments and the collaboration. That feature is also available with the enterprise. Now, I want to come to advanced and show you some of the stuff that I was talking about. Let's say I want to plan, I want to put my 2022 budget. I actually want to distribute it based on my 2020 actual. I just selected and did. So it creates a column for me. And if somebody thinks, oh, I'm going to do 1.2 billion, I'm going to enter this and it has distributed automatically. Look at the power of the product. It has done it. Now, I actually want to get this better. So I'm actually going to simulate. I get a simulation column. Let's just make this. Let's just drag it and put it here. And what does simulation do for us? I am going to think this is going to do 2% lower or 3% lower. We can do 5% better. Maybe this one we can do a little bit better. And you can see it propagates the impact immediately and no setup, nothing. It's a data driven. If you're asking me what is the difference between Value and this is a data driven simulation. So it takes and does the simulation on top of Power BI. Unlike in Value, you build a business model to which you do simulation. So the difference between InfoRiver and Value is it's a data driven simulation we have done. We don't stop here. We come here and let me close the allocation. Let me set the version. Let me set it to plan. Let me set it to forecast. I apologize. I have to do the variances. One click, I got my variances done as well. So these are some of the capabilities that I kind of wanted to give you a quick glimpse of. I've done that. Obviously, when I go to export, I'm actually going to come back. And what I will do is, let's not export the forecast. Let's just do this. And I got what I wanted. And when I come back to the write back, I'm going to configure the write back. So you can see I get all the series that is there. I can do the underlying data or I can do the summarized data. That is one capability. Or only the rows with comments or only the last change, all of that. You can write to a database destination. You can write to OneDrive. You can write to SharePoint or you can write to an URL. All of the capabilities are already available. And if anybody wants to really, create something quickly and they want to test it, reach out to us and we will enable you. Let me just, last but not the least, let me just set up the scheduler where whatever the PDF that you have done, can you schedule it? Absolutely. You can actually come to my workspace. You can set it up, select the frequency. You can, and then you can select the destination. You can even merge the PDF and the Excel, and you can absolutely do. And so we have a very, very comprehensive and sophisticated capabilities all the way through. And what I would like to do in the essence of time, I'm just going to give you a quick sneak peek of InfoRiver is not just this. We also have a visualization package for all the customers that buy InfoRiver. They get this, just the charting capabilities as well. But I wanted to give you a quick glimpse of what I'm talking about. So let's say I have my subcategory and I have my actuals. Beautifully formatted charts right off the bat. And you can quickly see all of the charts can be done. Same low code, no code, area chart, line chart, waterfall chart, everything in one click, it automatically comes. Not just that, I am actually going to assign my prior plan to my prior year well. Automatically variance is computed. I can come back. I have more charts. I can have my integrated variance. I can have all of the capabilities, the peaks and valleys, anything you ask for, you can have it. And you have the same annotation and storytelling capability, including measure-driven data labels. Anything you name it, you have it. But that's not what I wanted to show you. What I would like to show you is something pretty industry defining. We got the small multiples, but that's not it. I'm going to show you, let's say if I put my quarter, it's a multi-dimensional small multiple built pretty rapidly for you. And all of those capabilities will be available to anybody buying InfoRiver. All of the charting capabilities, this charting package is included. We are targeting the end of the year release for it. But this is something that you are getting a sneak preview of it. But there is one feature that we plan to give it only to the enterprise edition of the customers. This is the export to PDF. The beauty of this export to PDF is, you see, you have scroll, right? Most BI industry exports work is based on what you see is what you get. I see only East, I see only Q3 up to. Look what happens when I export to PDF our charts. Q4 fully exported, even what you don't see. So as a customer, you can have on one page the matrix, and on another page you can have your charts and visualization, and then automatically the briefing books, the board presentations, all of them could be made and then automatically bursted out to everybody. So just in the essence of time, obviously I can always take more questions and I can always show if there is a relevant question, but this gives you a broad picture of what we are trying to do and how we are going to enable the customers through InfoRiver. So Leon, I think I would like to take questions from this point on.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Gopal. That was a thoroughly interesting session. I think I can talk for the majority of our listeners in saying that we have been mind blown by the capabilities of InfoRiver. We do have some questions. The first question is from Tim on LinkedIn, and he asks, what is the largest size data set this has been tested on, and is it still as quick as a demonstration here on hundreds of millions of rows?
No, so that's now obviously we are limited by what the Power BI data set. Obviously, absolutely. Now you can use your filters and slicers and do that. Maybe up to 100,000 rows. But again, do not expect our tool to export to Excel, and our export to Excel and PDF are for formatted data. It is not a means to extract raw data. That is not the use case. So if you want to export large volume of data, this is not the thing. This is for a highly formatted exports, basically. So if you are looking at InfoRiver, it can handle whatever a Power BI dataset allows that a native visual can handle. We have tested it, and it works flawlessly. And I think one of the example I did, I think that you can see, I'm going to try and I'm going to show. You can pretty much see, I think, let me take sales. Let me put the order ID. Let me put the category. And again, you are watching the performance. Let me put the product ID as well. And again, this is the kind of, now you see the fetch data. Now we are getting it from the Power BI. It goes again and again, this is the user experience that you're going to see. Now we have fetched 518 pages of data. Now, will the export work? Yes, but this is not the use case. Use this product to export what you use this to format the data, make summarized presentations. That's the use case for this product.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Our next question of a series of 3 questions comes in from Japana, and they ask, they've imported the visual in Power BI as part of the demo with this presentation. They publish it in the service, and it has a watermark saying a subscription is needed. Are there any free editions available to use within the service?
There are no free editions to use in the service, but what we are offering is if you come to our website and download the trial, you get 15 days of full trial in service also. So you can come to our InfoRiver.com and try for free. Then you get 15 days to even try it in the service. On the app source, we are only giving it on the desktop.
That's fantastic, thank you. And I have left the link for your website in the comments as well, so please do feel free to pick up the trial from there to all of our listeners. Our next question, again from Tripana, is: do you have any plan for InfoRiver to support calculation groups?
It already supports calculation groups. It has been extensively tested on calculation groups.
Fantastic, nice and easy answer to that one. And the next one is: can the data be both used with Power BI in import mode and direct query mode?
Yes, it can be used on both. It just works just like any other native visual or any.
Fantastic. And obviously, this is quite an extensive tool as well. Do you have plans for this to remain a custom visual as such from AppSource, or do you have plans to have this as a separate entity in the future?
So within Power BI, this is the only way that we can actually offer is through the custom visual. Now, obviously, if Microsoft allows us, which we have been pushing for several years, is it can potentially become like a tab by itself. But again, no promises, but I'm hoping with the Synapse and all, they would open up that this can stand directly on top. But the product, all it needs is the Power Query connectivity to feed the dataset, Power BI dataset. So we are exploring the angles, but right now it works just like an app inside Power BI, fully self-contained app inside Power BI.
Fantastic. And we do have some of our users who say that their organization won't allow them to use custom visuals or apps from the app source. Do you have any recommendations of how they can go about getting InfoRiver?
So basically, it's just that our visuals will get certified by Microsoft. We are at the end of the year, we are going to get our code certified by Microsoft. And Microsoft tells us that a high percentage of their customers use custom visual. So if they have to talk to the Microsoft rep, please feel good. It's a part of a partner ecosystem to, you buy an iPhone and we use a lot of apps on the iPhone. So that is the direction Microsoft is also going, is to have partner-led solutions and apps like this. And we just have to see, otherwise we wouldn't be having these many customers, and we have been in business for 11 years, and that's why we have like thousands of customers, enterprise customers, not small customers. And we have had some of the largest companies in the world still as our customer for a long time. So they have to open their eyes and they need to see.
Fantastic. And I believe that's all of the questions that we've had come in so far.
Okay. Leon, do you have any other questions?
Excellent. I mean, from my perspective, I can definitely see a lot of use cases for this product. I think that you've hit the nail on the head in terms of users always attempting to revert back to Excel or Power Pivot. Also, this covers off the write back functionality as well, requirements, which can be a bit tricky in Power BI. I suppose my question would be with governance. So I presume that this falls in line and inherits all of the governance currently within a Power BI data model.
Correct, for the data that is coming from the Power BI data set. Now, we do allow you to visually enter the data, but for organizations that accept Excel, this is a superior form because we have the audit and we have, so this has a much more provenance and tracking of what you do with the data set. The way it should work is, let's assume 90% comes from the data set, and you have to do the last mile 5%, 10% you have to do. Instead of going back to abandon your Power BI data set and go back to Excel, this is trying to bridge that gap of trying to stay between Excel and Power BI and keep the ecosystem together, because we want to maximize your investments into the Power BI data sets, basically.
Okay, that makes total sense. And in terms of, so I know that the licensing is handled on a report authors and editors basis, but also on a report viewers basis. Can you go into a bit more detail on the license, please?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we have done, hopefully we have had some challenges on our pricing model, Leon, hopefully I can go, is we wanted to make it, Power BI is used by small business, medium business, and large business. And pricing is always a challenge when you try to do something for all the segments. And if you can see, the value of the product is in the time taken to do something. If you don't have InfoRiver, obviously you can spend 20 hours in building something, writing complex tags that also needs to be supported. So the value is in time taken to build something in Power BI. So the value is perceived very fast by an author and an editor. So we wanted to, the value they can see, but the viewer, we wanted to, so let's say a company has 10 developers and then look at the pricing between standard per, it's hardly 10 cents difference between the two. Now, I want to buy for only 10 developers. Now, if a company has only 10 developers, but each of them are viewers, they can do that as well. Or they can buy one developer and then 50 users they can buy. So that's where we are able to. Now, I'm a large company. You just buy unlimited. It's less than the cost of one FTE. It's less than the cost of one FTE, but look at the amount of productivity you get.
Okay, that makes fantastic sense. Thank you very much. In terms of, are there any differences between the Power BI SKU? So for example, if we're using Power BI Premium Embedded or Power BI Premium, I know you've mentioned obviously that viewers are taken into account. So if a user is embedding their reports using Premium Embedded, how would that work? So
currently we don't have an offering for embedded use cases and OEM. Just for this reason, there is no way to track. So we probably will have an announcement in 3-4 months, because hopefully Microsoft will, we are working with Microsoft, and Microsoft is working with partners to figure out a better licensing mechanism for custom visuals and template apps and all that. So I'm hoping there should be something soon coming that streamlines all of this.
Excellent. So watch this space, and I'm sure you'll keep us posted when that does become available as well. But like I say, Gopal, on my behalf, thank you very much for what's been a riveting session and going through what the capabilities of InfoRiver with us. I know we've only scratched the surface, but there's been a wealth of information delivered within the past hour.
Thank you.
And once again, thank you to everybody that's joined us in the Microsoft Power BI UK user group. I've been your host, Leon Gordon, and you've been anywhere in the world, but you've been here with us, okay? And thank you. This event was brought to you in association with Onyx Data. See you again soon. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.